Smiley, your PhD from your SHC, which is Smiley's Hair Clinic. We're talking healthy hair, hair growth. We're talking trichology. We're talking hair business. We're talking the business of beauty, plus some real life stories from clients and their journeys. So this is what we're gonna do throughout this season, and let's chop it up.
Let's chop it up.
So today I have my featured guest is Mosherie Murray. She is a trichologist in Atlanta, Georgia area. Tell them a little bit about yourself, girl.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? I'm excited to be here to just go in and start chopping it up with you, just to give you an insight on the information that I have learned over the years dealing with this hair loss thing. So I have been a trichologist since 2016. So I am a hairstylist as well. I've been a hairstylist for 29 years. I've been an educator with the company for 28 years. So education is something that I definitely love. Doing hair is what I love, but also educating you guys on how to care for yourself, how to care for your hair when you're experiencing different things. That is my passion of all.
Okay, so one thing you can start us off with is tell us what's the difference between a trichologist compared to a dermatologist and a cosmetologist.
Okay, so the difference is a trichologist is a person that studies the scientific study of hair loss. We're into the science more so of what's going on with why you're experiencing your hair. A cosmetologist is someone that does just do your hair, maybe applies color, relaxer.
Don't don't be downplaying us.
Not going down, so it's not going downplay. Except what's the difference that people are going to understand.
Yes.
Just to help you relate to the difference in it. And then with a dermatologist is a doctor that studies the skin and the scalp. So any diseases and disorders of that's what a dermatologist does. Now, the difference between a dermatologist and a trichologist is they definitely would be that person that's going to diagnose you with any issues that you might be experiencing or anything like that. We are trichologists. We're not going to diagnose you because we're not medical professionals, but we dive deeper in as to seeing why you're experiencing what you're experiencing, help you treat those inner things that the doctors, the dermatologists cannot do. Okay, did I give it to you?
She did give it to us, but you did try to downplay us cosmetologists.
I'm a cosmetologist.
Licensed cosmetologists are professionals too now. Y'all have to give them credit.
Ladies, I'm a cosmetologist too.
That's right, because everybody else downplays the cosmetologist as it is. You know, they make us sound like you don't need a license to do what we do. What we do, like we learn bacteriology, we touch on chemistry, anatomy, things like that. We touch a little bit on trichology, not like you do though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but. So yeah. So why trichology? What made you choose to do trichology?
I started wanting to get into trichology with being an educator. With going to the hair shows. They were having classes on hair loss. So I was like, okay, well, what is a trichologist? And I wanted to dig deeper into it. And I knew my clients were starting to experience a lot of hair loss, and then I started seeing a lot of other people that was having so much hair loss. I mean, it was really rapid. So I'm like, so what is going on? Why are these people just losing their hair? I know it has to be more to the fact of, having braids or, relaxers or things of that nature. I knew it was a deeper effect that was definitely going on. So I wanted to dig deeper, and I went and I researched what a trichologist was. And I was actually more intrigued and wanted to know more of the whys. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? How can I help these people figure out what is going on with their hair?
Okay, so that brings me to something that's important. Let's talk about diet and gut health and inflammation, things like that. So what do those things have to do with us losing our hair?
Well, first and foremost, at the top of the list is inflammation. All of us have to realize that we all have inflammation. We're not addressing the inflammation that we have. Some of us don't associate some disorders, symptoms that we're having with inflammation. Well, if you're having pain, that is what inflammation is. Inflammation, pain comes from the inflammation. So a lot of us will get inflammation from the things that we're eating daily. There is also, we exclude external environmental inflammation. So as long as there's a lot of cars out there on the road, we can have environmental inflammation coming from inhaling the fumes that are out there from gasoline, cars on the road, diesel, the air not being clean and pure. So we are also dealing with external factors as well. It's not just internal. So now, with you having so much inflammation in the body, we have a lot of people experiencing arthritis. Arthritis is, again, it's a form of inflammation inside of the joints. It's not just, oh, I'm getting older. It's not an older person's disease anymore. So a lot of times, with you not being able to address that inflammation, it's creating more issues. So we go to the doctor and we're saying, hey, I got pain. Well, sometimes taking medications is going to cause more inflammation. And sometimes it can send triggers to other parts of your body, again, that you're not aware of. And now you start causing inflammation in other areas and points of the body. Now your diet is so important. A lot of people don't like to drink water. Water is so, so vital. The body is made up of 70% water, but we have people that don't drink water at all. But if you're going to the bathroom and you're secreting urine, you're removing water from the body. But how are you putting it back into the body? So now what happens is you start depleting the body of the natural water that God created our bodies to have. Now your body becomes dehydrated. So you're forcing your body to work harder as opposed to just being able to go in and get your right amount of water in, which, by the way, is half of your body weight. So whatever you weigh, let's say you weigh 200 pounds, you should be intaking 100 ounces of water a day. Now, unless you're a diabetic, diabetics have to watch their fluid intake. But if you're not a diabetic, you definitely should be intaking more water to flush and remove some of those toxins and parasites that will sit inside of your body. The foods we're eating are not as fresh, and as pure as we would like them to be. So again, we're getting a lot of information from the foods that we're eating as well.
Okay, so let me ask you, what about hormones? Do the hormones or genetics or DHT or any of those things cause hair loss issues too?
They do. First, let me start with DHT. DHT is a okay, let me get my tongue gets twisted every time I say this word, dihydrotestosterone.
Dihydrotestosterone.
My tongue gets twisted with that word. But in men, what it does, it starts building up on a man's scalp. And then eventually, when it builds up so much on a man's scalp, it can cause male pattern baldness. The hormone that you will see more so affecting women, it would be mostly during menopause. If not menopause, it would be from your thyroids. It would be from a lack of estrogen that's inside of the body. Then you also have cortisol that can affect your hormones as well. So again, these are a lot of things that we don't associate with hair loss, but they all link to it because hair loss is coming from the inside. So when you start getting symptoms, whether your skin is dry or your scalp is itching all the time, those again are tall signs that there's something going on inside the body and it's trying to tell you. I'm trying to get out and tell you something's going on inside of my body. So sometimes it affects your hair because the hair is the last place that actually gets the nutrients that it needs to stay in place and stay sufficient.
So I've had a couple of clients who said that they have constant itchiness, like in the same spot. Even after you give them a good detoxing shampoo and stuff like that, they have this they say that I can't stop itching right in this one spot. What could that be something that like what you're talking about with underneath the skin and
underneath the skin, the surface of the skin? Sometimes too, we have to learn as stylists. We have to learn when to use certain shampoos. That is definitely a factor because your shampoo should be based on what your client's scalp is saying to you.
Right.
What's the message the scalp is saying? So if you have a person that has dry scalp, you should be using the shampoo that caters to a dry scalp because there's ingredients inside of there that are going to cater to that dry scalp.
Right.
If you have a client that has an oily scalp, there's a shampoo for that as well. But so we as stylists, we have to learn how to use the proper products on our clients.
That brings us to a good question then too, because as cosmetologists, we feel like you should do a consultation with every client before you service them. What kind of things do you all do as trichologists in your consultation that may be different from just a cosmetologist doing at a consultation for our clients?
Okay, so with a trichologist, what I do is I go in and I do a deeper consultation as far as I'm asking some medical questions. I'm digging into the medical history of your family, also for yourself. what things are happening in your life, because hair loss can come from stress. Did you have a baby? Have you been crash dieting? All those things can have an effect on the hair. So again, it all can lead down that same road to hair loss, but sometimes it takes us down different avenues.
Okay.
To actually get there.
And what about like I know you all use a microscope or do biopsies and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So on those levels, can you kind of explain what some of that is to me?
Okay, so actually, I'm gonna just use this book for an example right here. So what we'll do is, as a person that's a trichologist, we have a client that's coming in and their scalp is somewhat similar to what you see here, where she's losing hair. She has some hair loss here in the top. I don't know if you guys can see it really good.
That's my
But
mom.
this is Smiley's mother, by the way. But we go in with a microscopic scan, is what it's called, and we can see the scalp magnified at least 200 times magnified. So it allows us to get in there and kind of look and see if we can see that follicle. We can look and see if there's any irritation on the scalp. We can see inflammation on the scalp. We can see some open spores that might be sores. We can see warts on the scalp. So these are the things, like I said, can cause you the irritation. Most of the time, if you're constantly itching like that, it's probably some type of bacteria that is actually forming on the scalp. And it definitely needs to be detoxed like your body. Our body needs to be detoxed because we have to remove impurities. We have to move toxins. We have to move parasites from our body. And sometimes you have to do the same thing with the hair. The hair sometimes can have an overbuild of yeast on it. Yeast is not just a woman thing, that we get in our special area. You can actually have an overbuild of yeast on the scalp as well. And again, with yeast, if you have it, it comes with a whole lot of itching as well.
Okay. What are some of the treatments that you guys do as trichologists when treating someone with, once you've done the microscopic scalp analysis and all that stuff, you've determined that they have something going on, like what would be your treatment to try to begin their hair growth journey?
Well, once I go over their consultation, I also look at their blood work as well. I do ask them to come in with some blood work from their doctor that is less than 60 days old. What I do is I take their blood work and I do what's called a blood chemistry analysis. So the blood chemistry analysis goes in and it further breaks down what that blood is actually saying. So a lot of times we get blood work, but we don't really know what the blood is actually saying that the body is doing. So I then go in and I do what's called a bioscan. And a bioscan is just a little, it's a machine that I put on your finger, and it reads the biomarkers in your body. It gives me maybe like 49 different points of the body that I can look at, but I only concentrate on those ones that are vital to helping me figure out and understand why you're actually going through the hair loss that you're going through. So that gives me a better detail as well, that you might have a lack of vitamins, your minerals might be low, your vitamins are low. So those are the things that will contribute to your hair loss because you're depleted in so many areas. So it's not just vitamins. We have to focus on our minerals as well. So again, those are the things that I look at. Now, once I have all of that, that now determines what type of treatment I'm actually going to do. Now, I am a holistic practitioner, and shout out to HPT Holistic Practitioners. Nadia, shout out to you. I got my training there, became a holistic practitioner because I wanted to know that I can treat you without chemicals. I want to know how I can treat you naturally and get your hair to come back and get your hair to be stimulated once again. So a lot of my treatments are made with natural herbs, natural oils. There's no chemicals that I hardly use inside of my place of business to treat you to get your hair to come back.
So why don't you, speaking of that, tell them where you are.
I am in Conyers. I'm located in Conyers off of 138. I am located at 1233 Salem Gate Drive. That is in Conyers, Georgia.
And the name of your center?
It is La Pearl's Hair Restoration Center.
You guys, what about, what, can they Google you, or can they IGU or whatever.
You can
What's your
Google
social
me.
media?
You can Google me. Now, let me be, listen, God, we chopping it up, right? Okay, so I am one of those ones where me and social media, we just, I'm trying to get there. My grandkids are trying to get me there. But I do know that I definitely have to get into social media. So I do
So you
have
do
a
have
IG.
okay, right? Okay.
Yeah, I do have an IG page, which is La Pearls.
Love
IG
Pearls.
person, Love Pearl, LA, and the Pearls. Exactly.
PRLS.
Restoration Center.
Okay.
And then also, like I said, basically, like I said, I'm trying to get myself out here and be more social media savvy.
So
And
somebody
get
who's
out
social
there.
media savvy needs to reach out to her.
Yes, reach out to me
She
because
needs some
I am
social media
somebody
help.
who's looking for that social media help whenever my grandkids can't do it.
Okay, so a couple more questions. Tell me some hair growth products that you're using in your restoration center.
Well, actually, I use, like I said again, HPT products, which is holistic practitioners, their cell food system. But then I also,
what is it?
It's called their cell food.
Cell food. Okay.
Their cell food products, and basically the cell food products goes in and helps to rebuild and regenerate the cells that are going on inside of the body. And then I also use Psyllium Surge. I have been on Smiley's team using Psyllium Surge hair loss products. So what I do is I look at the needs of my client and I decide which product I'm actually going to use. So those are the only two lines that I actually use inside of my hair loss clinic because I know they both work. So again, like I said, it's not about finding things that you can order offline or just out of the store. You have to know what your symptoms really are and then make sure that you're using the right products for your issue that you're actually having. Because other than that, you guys are just really just wasting a lot of money.
Okay, so not to cut you off, if someone is experiencing some hair thinning and they notice it, what's the first step? What should they do?
Well, if they don't have a stylist that they're going to, the first thing they should do is try to find a trichologist. Get to your nearest trichologist and have a consultation. Go in there and have a talk with this trichologist and see. It's like, hey, I'm experiencing this and that. You might be experiencing more things when you're on your menstrual, coming off of your menstrual. These are the things that a trichologist is going to know. But again, you have to be totally transparent. Let me say that.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people come in and they don't want to be totally transparent.
Right.
A lot of times they're dealing with medical issues that one, they either know or they don't know. So that's how we can actually help you. The more we know, the more we can help you and put you on a proper program that's going to cater to trying to see if we can get your hair to actually come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Once again, your IG is?
La Pearls. La Pearls Restoration Center.
Spell it out.
It's LAPEARLS Restoration Clinic. And I am located in Conyers, Georgia.
And again, her name is Mosherie Murray.
Mm-hmm.
You can Google her.
How do you say it?
In Conyers, Georgia. And I believe that's going to be a wrap on Chopping It Up.
Okay, so on Chopping It Up, yes, I am actually getting some classes together.
Oh, yes.
I do want to have a class for stylists and barbers who are interested in learning how to do a proper consultation.
License.
Learning, definitely licensed. Only I am going to look you up on the state to make sure that you are actually licensed, because this information that I'm going to be giving out, I need to know that you can comprehend what I'm actually saying. I need to know that you're going to be able to give it to your clients in a correct forum that you need to give it to your clients in, and then with respect, you're going to treat your clients with integrity. I'm not going to associate myself with you and try to teach you something when you don't have any integrity with your clients or yourself. So stylists and barbers, I will be coming out, and want to see if you guys are willing to learn or need to learn how to have that conversation with your clients so that you don't lose your clients. Because as a trichologist / a cosmetologist, I can't do everybody, and I don't want to do everybody. I want to service those that need servicing more with the hair loss, but then I want to send you back to your hairstylist because, again, I don't want to get into that realm of the hairstyle, and I'm trying to come away from that. I just want to basically be able to cater to those who need me to restore their hair. And then also for consumers, I'm going to have a class for you guys because I want to teach y'all. These are the questions that you need to be asking your stylists. These are the questions you need to be asking your barbers. Okay, well, my hair is doing such and such. Can you tell me what's going on? I want to teach you guys how to look for signs that are going on inside of your body, signs that things are going on the hair, because hair loss doesn't just start overnight. You're going to start with some shedding. Then from shedding, if you don't treat that shedding, it's going to then turn into some thinning. Then if you still don't address that thinning, what's going to happen is now called hair loss. So it does not just happen overnight. There is phases to that. So I want to catch you while you're at the phase of shedding. Stylist barbers, you need to catch your clients while they are at the stage of shedding so that you can start using the proper techniques and products on them to make sure that they don't get to the part where they're having hair loss. So those classes will be coming up. I will be posting them really soon. Really soon. I'll put it on my Facebook, which is just Mosherie, my name, Mosherie Murray, Mocherie at Yahoo. Last name Murray, Murray. Again, if you have any questions that you might want to ask me, shoot me on either my Facebook or even my email. My email is HAIRMOCHERIE. Again, my email is HAIRMOCHER at Yahoo. HERIE, I'm sorry, at Yahoo. So any questions that you guys are maybe experiencing and you don't want to do it out loud, you don't want anyone to know, because I know hair loss is it's definitely a secret, and I understand that it's very personal for some people, and I do treat that with integrity.
All right, y'all. Stay tuned. Next Tuesday, we'll have a full panel discussion. I think you're going to join us next Tuesday.
Yes, I am.
Yes, we'll have a few other hair loss
be
experts, as well as cosmetologists, as well as a couple of people who have gone through their hair loss journey and want to talk about it. So next week will probably be about a 45-minute session instead of a 20, and we will get into it. We're going to talk hair loss, hair biz, hair growth.
How about Smiley? How about they send us some questions?
I asked last time too. Yeah. I love that.
And we can address the questions because we want to make sure that you're getting the answer to your questions.
Well, also, I'm going to try to have someone managing to answer questions to tell us the questions while we're live, so we can answer questions live. Because next week will be more virtual because everybody will be coming in from other states and stuff. I have some stylists and stuff from out of state that's going to join us for next week, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I really appreciate everybody who is supporting us, who is following us. And I definitely got to thank my sponsor, Sheeppowerment Movement. I don't know about y'all, if y'all know about them. Sheeppowerment.org. That's my biggest sponsor right there, my number one sponsor. They are all branding, all about anything media branding, building you up, making you visible to everyone else. So if you want more information about them, check sheeppowerment.org. And thank you all. I will see you guys next Tuesday. And
can we do one more thing?
What?
If you are experiencing definitely inflammation issues, a lot of pain, inflammation in your body, please hit me up. I have an excellent product that can address that. It has helped me with my arthritis in both my knees and even with my asthma. Since being on the product, I have not used any pharmaceuticals in almost 3 years. So it has got me off of my asthma meds and injections in my knees. So if you are looking for a product that is a natural product, it's no chemicals or anything, hit me up on my email or my Facebook page, and I definitely will give you that information for that awesome product.
And lastly, thank you again for chopping it up with Smiley.
And
as we always say, have a smiley day.
Chop it up.
Thank you.